Alright guys, welcome back. Now it's time to talk about the best WrestleManias of all time. And I'm here with the same Skype guest I had before. I have Garrison, the young assassin.
Which I'm currently in almost in every single video.
Eating food. What do you got this time?
Taco salad.
Taco salad, lovely.
It's tossing something.
Steve K, Charisma.
And just an FYI, I'm eating as well. I have Tristan's.
Hey man, he's eating my Tyson snack. He's eating my Tyson biscuits. He's eating the biscuits, man.
Read the shirt, man. It says The Rock has come back.
To Baltimore. To Baltimore. And yeah, roll me, boy.
You know something that's kind of funny? Me and Steve Charisma have a lot of things in common. We both had the best favorite match of all time. We both dug Humpty Dumpty towards the Big Show without even knowing. We're both bald-headed, good-looking sons of bitches, and we're good bowlers. For any other YouTubers out there looking for a watching on collaboration video with Young Assassin, Steve Charisma, Alexander Gray, and yours truly, Rumble Boy J Money. And just like Alex said, we're going to go over the best WrestleManias of all time. Lead the way, Alexander.
Well, if you saw the last video, WrestleMania season is right around the corner. We are on the road to WrestleMania.
And just, if you saw the last video, I have 3 words for you. Big sausage pizza.
Big sausage pizza, that's right. Absolutely. 100% yes. Like every top 10 list or top 5 list we do, we have some honorable mentions.
Yes.
I'm going to start out with my honorable mentions. It's going to be shocking because this probably is going to be on all your lists. WrestleMania 14.
Wow.
Yeah, WrestleMania 14. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love WrestleMania. It's in my top 10. If we were doing a top 10, it would definitely be number 6 or number 7. But it's up there. It was pretty much was the starting point of the Attitude Era. Austin winning the belt, Undertaker and Kane. What else is there? Shamrock and The Rock.
Owen Hart, Triple H.
Owen Hart, Triple H.
And Legion of Doom 2000 debut.
LOD 2000.
With Sonny.
With Sonny as their manager. Oh, God. So, yeah.
Damn, it was Sonny, man.
By the way, the worst rendition of the Star Spangled Banner I've ever heard in my life.
Oh,
From the DX band. Oh.
Oh, Sonny, man. Talk about big sausage pizza. Sonny.
That sounds like I would say.
I'm so Sonny.
She can make my sunny day come true.
Moving right along, we've got WrestleMania 3.
She can make me go sunrise.
WrestleMania 3 is another honorable mention.
You know what? I share that same thing. That's also one of my honorable mentions.
One of my honorable mentions, WrestleMania 3. I mean, you got 93,000 some odd people in the Pontiac Silverdome.
Hey, where's the Iron Sheik? It's for the 93,000 people.
In the Iron Sheik, I fuck Brian the Blair.
Hey, fuck Brian Bear, break his back, and just fuck his ass.
And make us humble.
Oh, I love the Iron Sheik.
That's right. And last, but I think it pretty much explains it for itself. And last honorable mention I have is last year's WrestleMania 30.
That's also one of my,
Even though someone on here doesn't like it.
Don't fucking start.
Well, I judge things as a whole.
Yeah. As a whole, it was a great show.
Just like Bella's ass, you gotta look at it as a whole. It's just beautiful.
As a whole, it was a great show. My guy won the belt in the main event. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah. That's also another honorable mention.
And my match of the year, Triple H versus Daniel Bryan.
It's on my top 5.
Got to be on there. So those are my 3 honorable mentions. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Okay, Gary.
I got 4 honorable mentions. One of them is all gonna probably shit yourselves, but I'm gonna go with the ones that are probably common. WrestleMania 21, when they went Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
WrestleMania 3.
Okay.
WrestleMania 7.
Ooh.
That's another honorable mention I have.
Now here's one where you are all gonna shit yourselves. WrestleMania 13.
13.
Wow.
WrestleMania 13. Let me tell you all, it had 2 great matches on it that I loved. The Undertaker and Psycho said, I thought the ending was beautiful. This is just me speaking. I liked the ending where Undertaker did win the the championship.
Yes.
And you all knew between Austin and Hart, it was like pretty much you could say the start of the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
It's arguably the most important match in WWF history.
That's
And the first ever double turn.
Yep. My honorable mention, because that match itself just showed it was the beginning of the Attitude Era. That's why it's one of my honorable mentions for best.
Okay. Strange, but all right, Steve.
I only have 2 honorable mentions. One I'm gonna name is WrestleMania 18.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the main event was good and stuff, and a couple of other ones were pretty good as well. But what was it? The Undertaker and Flair match was,
That was good.
The best. And Hogan and Rock was good, but in my opinion, Hogan should have won.
Should have been the main event too.
Yeah, should have been a main event, but yeah, that one was pretty good. And from a number of other honorable mention, this may be a shock. WrestleMania 12.
No, I can see that.
Okay, well, I mean,
understand that.
yes, the best match ever, to a lot of people's opinions, the Iron Man match between Shawn Michaels and Bret the
Oh,
Hitman
yeah.
Hart.
That's right.
Iron Man match. You'll be wrestling for 60 minutes for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. As a
Monsoon.
This match must be restarted after 60 minutes, and Shawn Michaels gets to win 1, 2, 3. Great match. But that Hollywood backlot brawl with Rowdy Piper and Goldust in them sick ass clothes. I mean, that was crazy. And
The Bronco chase.
You know what? I wish they had a fist fight like they did in They Live.
Put the glasses on.
like showed like the O.J. Simpson segment, and Vince is like, "Wait a minute, doesn't this stuff look familiar?" And yeah, it did.
White Bronco.
Yeah, but there are my honorable mentions. There you go.
All right, Jerome.
You pretty much covered them. Let me check. 30. Oh, one more honorable mention. But it did have some good values towards it, even though it has the worst WrestleMania match of all time. WrestleMania 20.
Okay.
Where it all begins again.
Again. Even though it involves the Crippler, I'm just gonna call him that just for sakes that.
Yes.
And the way that show concluded.
Beautiful.
Yeah. The Undertaker, his comeback. I was like, that was lame as shit. Sorry, man. I love the American Badass. He's my favorite. When he was American Badass, hell yeah, man. Goddamn, beating the shit out of people.
He was real.
Love it. But that comeback against Kane, I'm like, this is no 14. But yeah, 20 is another one. Otherwise, that's about it. You guys covered it.
All right, let's jump into the top 5. Shall we begin? Yes, of course. All right. Well, my number 5 is WrestleMania 20. Where it all begins again. Well, yeah, it had 12 matches on the card itself. You had John Cena defeat the Big Show for the U.S. title.
I'm gonna be honest. That was one of the only matches that I thought was decent.
On the card itself.
Where's the
Well,
wrestling
that's
you
what
got?
John Cena was the doctor, and not just, what are you doing? That.
For a lot of us, that's
Yeah.
what we like.
Well, that match was all right. Then we got not one but 2 fatal 4-way tag team matches for the tag team championship, both on Raw and SmackDown. On the Raw side, you got Booker T and Rob Van Dam versus La Resistance, the Dudley Boys, and Garrison Cade and Mark Jindrak.
Where's the piece?
That's one of my nicknames I'm calling myself.
That's right, Garrison Cade.
Garrison King. This is one of my nicknames.
Yeah.
So
RVD and Booker T. That was a weird-ass tag team, man.
Yeah, it was unorthodox. I'm like, whoa.
Like, those two? Really?
RVD and Kane was better in my
Yeah.
opinion.
And it has one of the most underrated matches ever. Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle.
Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, that's right, for the title.
Yeah.
Which they now say is the main event because of what happened with Benoit.
And one's best triple threat match of all time.
Yes.
Oh no, don't tell me you're having Skype problems.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
No, I'm good. Christian versus Chris Jericho, that was a good match.
Really good.
Really good match. Really good storytelling, too, with Trish Stratus. That whole thing where she turned on Jericho and joined Christian, that was pretty cool.
Man,
Then you had Evolution versus the Rock and Sock Connection.
Oh, that match. Oh, that was one of the funniest botches I've ever seen.
What was it?
When Mick Foley he jumps off the second turnbuckle and he didn't reach the table and he just hit the side of the table.
Oh, yeah, that's... that match, oh, God.
That made me laugh my ass off. It was funny. Oh.
After that was the Playboy evening gown match between Tori Wilson and Sable versus Stacy Keibler and Miss Jack.
That was entertaining.
Stacy Keibler, Miss Jack.
A.K.A. Charlie Haas's wife.
Now that's true. That is Charlie Haas's wife. And then we got one of the most innovative matches I've ever seen. The Cruiserweight Open. Remember that? Chavo Guerrero against the guys like Ultimo Dragon and Shannon Moore and Jamie Noble, Funaki, Rey Mysterio, Billy Kidman, guys like that.
Jerry, assistant,
Akio and Samada.
Who wound up being Jimmy Wang Yang, I think, or maybe I'm wrong. Something.
Yeah, that's right. That's Jimmy Wang Yang. Howdy boy. And then we get to the match that is probably the absolute worst match of all time.
Jesus God.
Do we have to go through this?
We'll explain that in another list. I guarantee that. We'll save that. We're saving that for later on. Like I said before, that there were two Fatal 4-Way Tag Team matches. The SmackDown Tag Team had Too Cool, Rikishi, and Scotty 2 Hotty, APA, the World's Greatest Tag Team, and the Bashams. That was a pretty good match. Those... yeah, the Bashams. The women's title match, Victoria against Molly Holly, where Molly Holly got her head shaved bald.
Man.
Oh, that made me laugh. That made me laugh.
It was a quick match, but just seeing her getting her head shaved bald was kind of sick. But
Yeah, like Bubba the Love Sponge said, she got Bald Eagle Jones. Oh, whoop, not that.
Bubba the Love
and
Sponge.
before when they made the match with Stone Cold made it, and he's like, "Do you have?"
That match is hilarious.
That was really good. And we pretty much covered the last three matches. I mean, Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle for the title. That was really good.
Awesome.
Kane, Undertaker's return should have been a little bit of a longer match, in my opinion. Could have gone on a little longer. And then, of course, the triple threat match. One of the greatest of all time.
Yep.
The ending was great. That's why WrestleMania 20, where it all begins again, it's my number 5.
Can I go next?
Of course.
My number 10.
5.
Number 5.
Is 10?
Numero siete.
Actually, hold on. Why don't we start with Steve, because we already know what his number 5 is. Sorry.
Well, we might as well.
It's between 18
Yeah. Well, yeah, something like that. If y'all didn't see the video yesterday, I made a mistake, kind of, and said I thought we were going to be going over the best, but instead we were starting. So I accidentally said that WrestleMania 19 is my worst, which almost made all these guys nearly pass out. Which I apologize once again, but my number 5 is. I'm in 19. There you go.
Your 5 is WrestleMania 19.
Yes.
Very
I mean,
nice.
I know some people would consider that a higher ranking, like 3 or 2, maybe 1, but I put number 5 is because the main event was great. Lesnar and Kurt Angle, and Lesnar taking a huge botch and getting himself a severe concussion with the spring, whatever the hell it was that.
Shooting Star Press.
Right, and he clearly missed Kurt Angle in his head, like hit him right in the side, and he literally botched that. And
Almost broke his damn neck.
I mean, what the hell was he thinking? I mean, but he still.
What the hell was he thinking? I'll tell you what he was thinking, because he could do that move perfectly every single time. He's done it many times before, and name me another guy 6'3", 6'4", 300-pound monster other than Mike Awesome who can jump off the top rope and do maneuvers like that.
Bam Bam.
Exactly. Well, yeah, but he was a fat son of a bitch, but that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
But anyway, a couple of matches that were great. The Rock and Stone Cold. Was good. I thought Stone Cold at least was going to get it, but this is like the last time we see Stone Cold wrestle before he would retire. And it was great, but I really thought Stone Cold would get it, but instead The Rock did. But still, great match. Triple H T for World Heavyweight title. I was disappointed as I thought at least Booker T could have a chance, but I just still didn't say, nah, they're gonna let Triple H retain it. Because I thought it was disappointing.
That pissed me off so much.
But the best match of the night, Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho.
Yes.
That was a great one. And despite what Jericho does in the end by giving him a low blow, which I thought was stupid in that respect, but yeah, that's Jericho.
Oh, I love it.
That was great.
I know.
Skill antics. It was hilarious.
Yeah, but that was a great match, and Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon as well. Forgot about that.
That match, yeah. I loved it.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, and yeah, it was a really good match. But like I said, the best one was HBK and Jericho. But that's why I have WrestleMania 19 as my number 5.
All right, now we can go to Gary.
We're actually going to go back in the past. Let's just say it's the first double-digit WrestleMania.
10.
That's my number 5. WrestleMania 10, the Big X. WrestleMania 10 is my number 5. Now, here is the reason why. A lot of folks said it was not the best, but here's why. I'm going to get into detail about some of the best matches of WrestleMania 10. Owen Hart versus Bret Hart.
Best opener of all time.
That match was just beautiful. I thought that match was beautiful. I mean, the way, I'm going to be honest, you thought The Undertaker sells the tombstone perfectly. I thought Owen Hart, the way he did the tombstone, the jumping tombstone, I thought that was beautiful.
Except for when he did it Stone Cold.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, except look what happened to Stone Cold.
Stone Cold, no, but that's why I just stuck to, the way he did the Bret Hart. That was beautiful. Macho Man Randy Savage versus Crush.
Backstage thing.
But anyways, the two winners of the Royal Rumble. What Royal Rumble was it again? 94.
Yeah.
94.
Yeah, 1994. The two Royal Rumble winners of Bret Hart and Lex Luger. Yokozuna defeating Lex Luger. In my time, first on match, I thought Lex Luger thought he had it, but no. Yokozuna had the win, retained the title, and plus, wait, Mr. Perfect screwed him over. Anyways, back to the other Royal Rumble winner, Bret Hart. But this one, Roddy Piper was a special guest referee. I was happy the way that Bret Hart defeated Yokozuna.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that. I mean, I thought, the 3 matches, that's why it's my number 5. Just those 3 matches of the brother versus brother and the 2 Royal Rumble winners going against Yokozuna.
Yeah, I will say that was a much better Yokozuna Bret Hart match than the one at 9.
Oh my god.
Much better.
And plus the Randy Savage versus Crush, that match.
That match.
I had my ass up at that match.
I did like that match.
I mean, is it bad? Yeah, but it didn't piss me off. I just couldn't help but laugh at it.
All right, Romy.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to get some shit for this, but I don't want to have a tie at number 5. I don't want to. So I'm going to ask you guys for help.
Okay.
So between these two, 21 or 28?
28.
21.
28.
28.
See? It's a split. Now, here's the thing. With 21, you have one of the most underrated matches ever. You have Orton and Undertaker, where for the first time in a long time, Undertaker's streak was in jeopardy. You had that Money in the Bank ladder match, the first and best one when Edge won it. You have one of the greatest matches in WrestleMania history, Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle. The return of Steve Austin. And a bunch of other good shit.
It wasn't really that much. Wasn't really a return.
I Alex. Alex.
Yes.
Asshole. Because it contains, obviously, The Rock and Cena, good match, but didn't live up to the hype. JVD was right. And then it has my favorite match of all time. Of all time. And that is the end of an era. Once of a lifetime. Take some notes, okay? Once of a lifetime. And a bunch of other, even though it has, Daniel Bryan losing in 18 seconds, but that match sort of over with the crowd.
Yeah, it was worth it. For what we have now.
Yeah.
Worth it.
I don't know which one to choose. I really don't know which
Your
one
favorite match of all time was on what?
You know what? I will say that because it was on there.
Exactly.
And it was in front of 80,000 people, and you were there. So, and that's biased, but I know. So I'll say 28, but yes.
There you go.
Because that was the best 50 minutes I've ever spent with a wrestling match. Was the end of an era.
Okay.
So,
That match was just a masterpiece. It was incredible. It was
it's the greatest near fall I've ever seen. There was a couple of them.
A lot of good ones.
That super kick to the pedigree, I thought it was over. I really did. A lot of people were like, oh, I knew he was going to kick out. Listen to that fucking crowd. You will never in your life, ever again, will hear 80,000+ people go ape shit like they did.
I did. I was too.
I lost my shit.
Yes.
Like I did with Garrison when he was playing Cat Mario yesterday.
Oh, God. You do that all the time.
And look what happened at the end of an era. It was like a standing ovation for 10+ minutes.
Yeah.
We'll never see that ever again.
Ever again.
So,
I was there.
I'll say 28 because that was the tiebreaker.
Yes.
There you go. 28's my number 5.
All right, now on to number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Not my number.
Now, if you guys had to, if there had to be a best WrestleMania during the golden age of wrestling, for me, it would be WrestleMania 7.
I knew you were going to say that.
WrestleMania 7. That's my number
The most underrated WrestleMania ever.
of all time. Yes, agreed. So what we have here is a show that has a fantastic start and middle,
Yep.
but a predictable and pretty underwhelming finish at the end.
Well, yeah. Was this supposed to take place at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum?
It was supposed to take place at the Coliseum, but because of weather and security conflicts.
Yeah, because this was during Desert Storm, right?
Yeah, this was during Iraq, Desert Storm. It just ended. Well, Desert Storm just ended.
Out of touch.
Out of touch, right.
Really underrated tag match.
Yeah.
And Barbarian Aku.
Yeah, but I give this WrestleMania a ton of credit. There was a lot going on in the show than just the main event.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's one match on there.
With the past WrestleManias relied on the main event to become the only attraction. This one was totally different. So many mid-card matches, like the Big Boss Man versus Mr. Perfect. Like the Hart Foundation versus the Nasty Boys. The British Bulldog versus the Warlord. The Rockers versus the Barbarians.
What about WrestleMania 3 with that Intercontinental Championship? Oh.
People came there because of Andre and Hogan.
Oh, true.
Undertaker starting his WrestleMania streak against Jimmy Superfly Snuka. And especially Ultimate Warrior versus Randy Savage.
I consider that to be, it's an argument that can be made that that's Ultimate Warrior's best match.
No, it is. No, it is.
It's between
No,
two
it
matches.
is. It is. And this kept the show flowing perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. Now, I know...
that was the last WrestleMania we saw Andre the Giant.
That is true. Andre the Giant left with his last ever appearance. But the main event, Hogan versus Sergeant Slaughter, was kind of a letdown. I will say, I think.
It was pretty standard. You kind of knew what to expect.
Yeah, you kind of knew what to expect. I mean, USA like people watching wrestling being hammered down that USA was the best country in the world, but this WrestleMania started making mid-card matches as good as the main event.
It's so funny, like Sergeant Slaughter, like he's like all American. He was one of the and he turns, to the dark side, so to speak.
Yeah.
For like those few months.
And I will never forget how special that moment was when Hulk Hogan won with the USA flag and him getting all bloody and stuff with the belt and stuff. It's like Rocky IV.
Yeah.
It's like Rocky IV.
Except Sergeant Slaughter isn't Russian.
Yeah, it's Iraq instead. Which was pretty much a huge highlight in all of WrestleManias in general. The patriotic theme was a little annoying because there were international fans. But it was overall a great show. It has aged very well, I think. It was in the golden age. It was the best card structure of the golden age of the WWF. And, yeah, that's why, simply put, that's why it's my number 4. Gary?
My number 4.
Yeah.
Mine ends with a 7, begins with a 1. My number 4 is WrestleMania 17.
No. It's X7.
I'm thinking 17 anyway. But anyway, this is one of those WrestleManias where I watched over and over and over.
Yep.
Beginning with the Intercontinental match, Chris Jericho versus William Regal. Jericho retaining the Intercontinental Championship. Alright, Matt. It was alright. Good start off. Taz and the Acolytes, or the APA, with Bradshaw and Farouk against Right to Censor.
Right to censor.
God.
We'll just move on from there.
That's why everybody puts the red X on there, or the red no smoking sign on their Skype profile because they want to be new members of Right to Censor.
Yes, the new members of Right to Censor. The next one, the fourth match, the Triple Threat Hardcore title match, I loved it. I thought it was very entertaining, and I thought the ending to it pretty good. The way that how did he do it again? The way he just, I believe how he just knocked Big Show and Raven through that
The glass thing.
The glass thingamajig, whatever it was. And Kane just went for the win, covering Big Show 1, 2, 3 for the Hardcore Championship.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the whole match itself, I thought it was entertaining. How they just kept going backstage, brawl through the whole arena.
I think the wrong guy won though, personally. Quote the Raven Nevermore.
When I first saw the match, I was expecting Kane to win it because Kane, in my opinion, he was a badass back in the day. But anyways, moving on. Somewhat of an underrated European title match. Eddie Guerrero versus Test. Eddie Guerrero winning the European Championship. It was alright, but we get to move on where these guys had a great 40-minute match between Kurt Angle and the Crippler.
Boy.
Thank you very much, Stay Money. That match itself, a lot of technical moves, and I thought it had, I was expecting Angle to win it.
I think we all were.
Yeah, we all were expecting. And plus that promo he was giving about Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
I just had no comment, but wow.
What did he say? It was like the fattest city in the nation or something?
Yeah. Versus Ivory.
It's top 10 of the fattest cities in the United States.
Something like that.
China versus Ivory, where China made her return after Ivory gave her, I think it was a pile driver that caused her to get neck surgery. I believe it was. China returned, and she managed to defeat Ivory successfully, becoming the new women's champion. Now the next match with the McMahon battle, father versus.
I love that match.
The match was entertaining as hell.
No, Shane, don't do it. Don't go coast to coast.
Let the Rose from her chair.
Tim Ross, where are you when we need you, man?
Jim Ross, we want you back.
I'm sick and tired of pole greaser.
Pole greaser, the cock smuggler.
Where's your highway patrolman?
moving on from that. The X-Sucker. But I just really loved how Shane McMahon went for the elbow through the table and he missed, pretty much got McMahon out of the way, Mr. McMahon out of the way, and he just went right through the table.
Yeah.
I thought that was beautiful. Now the next match, I thought it was gold.
TLC 2.
The TLC 2. Edge and Christian, the Dudley Boys, and the Hardy Boys. That match was beautiful. The way they were going all through the tables. The infamous spear that Edge gave Jeff Hardy when he was putting onto those belts.
I will say this about the TLC 2. I think the best overall TLC match was in SummerSlam. However, TLC 2 contains the best moments of all the TLC matches.
That match I thought was beautiful. Next up, I just laughed at this night gimmick battle royal.
Oh, the guy.
I laughed my ass off at that.
That was just hilarious.
Who won the Battle Royal?
The
Iron Sheik.
I did in front of Houston, Texas. I broke his ass, and I fucked his ass hard, suplex him, put him in the camel clutch, and make him humble.
Next up, this is, in my opinion, one of the best Undertaker matches. This is when they first fought each other at WrestleMania, Undertaker and Triple H.
Should have been the only time, but that's okay.
Oh, come on now.
What?
28.
Come on now.
What do you mean, come on now?
It's not about 28 when they fought each other for a third time.
I know, but third time...
You liked it, admit it.
I liked it, but come on, 3 times? He could have wrestled a bunch of other people.
Rock and Austin.
That's 2 people he could have had WrestleMania matches with.
Rock and Austin.
Probably Rock.
Rock and Austin moving on. That match was pretty much my highlight of the whole pay-per-view. I'm telling you right now, The Rock, out of any wrestler I've seen besides Scott Hall, he can actually sell the stunner good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he can.
Definitely the stunner.
Jesus Christ, you look like you got hit by a truck every time.
Anyways.
Anyways.
I loved it. But the way that McMahon came out, helped Austin, got him to win, become the new champion.
Oh, God.
Expecting that it was going to happen. That's all I got to say about WrestleMania X7.
All right, Steve.
X7. Oh, okay.
How do you follow that up?
Okay, well, my number... Which one? Okay, 4, I'm sorry. My number
4 best.
Best, not worse. I know that, thank you. Oh, maybe do it again. Alright, my number 4 favorite is, now this was a great one. I think some listed this in their honorable mentions, but I'm going to say, like, the tagline of it because, you know, it was great, and this is just when it was just starting out, and the tagline is bigger, better, badder.
Big X.
WrestleMania 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it was 3. Okay.
Yeah, because that was the tagline, apparently. Well, the reason I put this number 4 is because it's Hogan and Andre. It's the main event, and the body slam, of course, Andre the Giant, which got the crowd rocking, then the leg drop, and not only that, but the largest attendance people, but could be broken next year with 93,173 at the Pontiac Silverdome. And not only that, but another great match, the Intercontinental title match with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Randy Savage.
That was, you could say, the greatest Intercontinental match ever.
That's exactly what I said, too. Same.
Well, of course. I mean, because it was great. And other ones, too, the British Bulldogs and them as well against the Hart Foundation, I believe. And
Yeah.
Two great tag teams as well. I mean, I always was a fan of the Hart Foundation because I liked Bret Hart and Jim the Anvil, but when they became the new Hart Foundation, I think when Bret went to his solo, and it was Owen Hart and Jim the Anvil, was still pretty good. But nonetheless, I still think that it was a great pay-per-view, and yeah, so that's why WrestleMania 3 is my number 4.
Okay. Jerome.
My number 4 is the Young Assassins, number 5, WrestleMania 10.
X.
WrestleMania 10, it goes back to Madison Square Garden where it all began, and like you said, It starts off with the greatest match, the greatest opener to any pay-per-view ever. Now, of course, is brother versus brother, Bret versus Owen Hart. Owen Hart said one of the funniest things ever. It was like a botch. I'm going to kick his leg out of his leg. You remember that?
Oh, of course I do.
Oh, my God, it was brilliant. And what was, I mean, it was a phenomenal 20-minute match, and the biggest shocker of them all, Owen Hart won.
Nobody saw that coming.
You should have fucking won it. You should have fucking won at SummerSlam.
Yes, he should have.
Thank you very much. You know, Randy Savage and Crush, I laughed my ass off at that. I don't know what it was. I just found it so funny. Alondra Blaze, you know, she's going in the Hall of Fame, ain't she?
This year, yeah.
You know what? And rightfully so, because she was like one of the original, you know, she was the one that, like, kind of helped, I want to say she was like the original, but
She was a trailblazer.
Yeah, no pun intended. Men on a Mission and the Quebecers. Like I said, I like my ass.
Mom.
Oh, man. Rest in peace, Mabel. And, and you have the first Yokozuna match. I was like, whatever. Then comes arguably the best ladder match ever.
Oh, yeah.
The original.
Mention about the.
How did you forget that?
The undisputed Intercontinental Championship.
Other than the WrestleMania 3 Intercontinental Championship. Okay, there's 3 Intercontinental Championship matches I can tell you right now that are the best. No questions asked.
That one was one of the best.
That one, the ladder match, the WrestleMania 3, and the SummerSlam 92 main event.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 greatest. Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon. Shawn Michaels doing what he does best because he is Mr. WrestleMania. And, of course, the match we should have got at WrestleMania 9. Instead, we got a clusterfuck there. And this time, we actually got the WrestleMania main event we should have gotten at 9 with a great ending. It was WrestleMania 10 years in the making. And what a better way to do it than where it began at Madison Square Garden. So there you have it. That is my number 4 WrestleMania 10.